1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan, the news read by Mohammad Khan. First, the headlines. Prime Minister underscores the importance of long-standing and cordial relationship with Qatar based on firm foundations of mutual trust and abiding support. Shabashari has appealed to the people, including overseas Pakistanis and philanthropists, to lend a helping hand for relief and rehabilitation of flood victims in the country. China announces emergency humanitarian aid for flood victims in Pakistan. President has expressed Pakistan's desire to expand bilateral cooperation with Korea in various fields. Pakistan has called on international community to take urgent cognizance of aggravating situation of Islamophobia in India in the view of yet another incident of blasphemous remarks by BJP official against the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. A UK-based independent research organization says India is using range of brutal tactics to silence journalists and activists in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Shabashari met father of Amir of Qatar, Sheikh Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani, and mother Sheikha Moza bint Nasser in Doha today. The Prime Minister underscored the importance of long-standing and cordial relationship with Qatar, which is based on firm foundations of mutual trust and abiding support. Recalling the earlier visits of the father Amir to Pakistan in 1999 and 2017, Prime Minister appreciated role played by His Highness in elevating relationship between the two countries and acknowledged robust relationship developed during his reign. Shabashari thanked father of Qatari Amir for hosting more than 200,000 Pakistani diaspora in Qatar, which is contributing to the progress of the state of Qatar as well as Pakistan. He assured His Highness of further cooperation with the country in line with Qatar's Vision 2030. Pakistan and Qatar have agreed to promote bilateral cooperation in multiple areas. The agreement of this effect was reached during a meeting between Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Amir of Qatar Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani at Diwan-e Amiri in Doha today. During the meeting, both the leaders discussed bilateral ties and ways to further strengthen the cooperation between the two countries. Earlier, as Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif arrived at Diwan, he was warmly welcomed by the Amir at main entrance. The Amiri guards also presented a guard of honor to the Prime Minister before proceeding to hold the meeting and the delegation-level talks. Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif visited FIFA World Cup Stadium 974 at Doha, Qatar today. The Prime Minister was given a guided tour of the stadium and was briefed on extensive preparations undertaken to host FIFA World Cup 2022. The Prime Minister lauded efforts of Qatar in establishing state-of-the-art facilities for one of the biggest sporting events of the world. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has directed to accelerate rescue and relief efforts in flood-affected areas in view of the new rain spell. Monitoring the rescue and relief efforts in flood-affected areas from Qatar, he directed all relevant departments, including National Disaster Management Authority, to work in close coordination with each other in the flood-affected areas. The Prime Minister appealed to the people, including overseas Pakistanis, philanthropists, and organizations, to lend a helping hand for the relief and rehabilitation of flood victims. China has announced to provide emergency humanitarian aid, including tents and other urgently needed relief material for flood victims in Pakistan. In a statement in Beijing, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson also expressed deep condolences to the victims and their families and those who injured in the affected areas. The spokesperson said China and Pakistan are true friends who shared weal and woes and had always a fine tradition of helping each other in major natural disasters. The spokesperson further said China will continue to promote bilateral cooperation in disaster prevention and climate change and other fields with Pakistan. This is Radio Pakistan. President Dr. Arif Alvi has expressed Pakistan's desire to expand bilateral cooperation with Korea in various fields. Talking to members of Korea-Pakistan Parliamentary Friendship Group in Islamabad today, the President highlighted that Pakistan can provide qualified and cost-competitive human resource to Korean companies working in Pakistan. Dr. Arif Alvi also stressed the need to enhance bilateral consultations for signing of a mutually agreed upon free trade agreement with Korea, which would provide an excellent framework for promoting bilateral trade. Pakistan has strongly condemned highly provocative and sacrilegious remarks against Holy Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Khatimun Nabiyyin, by Indian BJP official Raja Singh. In a statement, Foreign Office spokesperson Asim Iftikhar said, "This is second time in last 3 months that a senior BJP leader has made disrespectful comments against our beloved Prophet." He said these highly derogatory remarks by BJP leader had gravely hurt the feelings of the people of Pakistan and billions of Muslims around the world. Asim Iftikhar said the deafening silence of top BJP leadership on the abhorrent incident manifestly reflected their approval and full support to radical Hindu zealots within and beyond the BJP. The spokesperson reiterated Pakistan's demand for the Indian government to take immediate and decisive action against the BJP members habitually involved in attacking Islam and targeting the dignity of beloved Prophet. Foreign Office also called on international community to take urgent cognizance of aggravating situation of Islamophobia in India and hold current BJP government to account for its overt espousal of an anti-Muslim and anti-Islam agenda. In India, violent protests have gripped Hyderabad following sacrilegious remarks of Hindu extremist Bharatiya Janata Party's Telangana member of Legislative Assembly, Thakur Raja Singh, against the Holy Prophet Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah Khatimun Nabiyyin sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Meanwhile, opposition party Congress leader Feroz Khan has asked the BJP member that he should apologize for his statement. In a video message, he said Thakur Raja Singh wants to do politics of polarization. He should be put in jail. Feroz Khan said the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is our hero. A UK-based independent research firm says India is using a range of brutal tactics to silence journalists and activists in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. According to Kashmir Media Service, in its new investigative report titled Silencing Journalism and Human Rights in Kashmir, the Stoke-White investigation says it has compiled at least 2,000 testimonies of Kashmiris between 2020 and 2021, and as per the individual accounts, New Delhi is responsible for various crimes. The report says that it has documented more than 2,000 cases, all of serious nature. The authors of investigative report, Khalil Diwan and Nasir Qadri, maintained that India's culture of impunity has shielded all the responsible for these violations from facing the court of law. Pope Francis has called for taking concrete steps to end war in Ukraine and avert the risk of a nuclear disaster at the Zaporizhia power plant. Addressing a weekly general audience in Vatican City, he expressed the hope that concrete steps will be taken to bring an end to the war and to avert the risk of a nuclear disaster at Zaporizhia. Iran has launched exercises to test its combat and reconnaissance drones. The two-day war games were involving 150 drones and covering Iran's Gulf coast and most of its territory. The country's air defenses and electronic warfare capabilities will also be tested against mock enemy drones. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg has said that NATO allies need to invest more in defense spending as we live in a more dangerous world. In an interview, Stoltenberg said it is dangerous that Russian forces are using the survey area around the Zaporizhia facility, which is Europe's biggest nuclear power plant, as a launching pad for artillery for attacks on Ukrainian forces. Stoltenberg asked the Russians to move their forces away from the nuclear power plant. And now the weather report. Rain with wind and thunder shower is expected in north and eastern Balochistan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Punjab, Sindh, Kashmir, and Gilgit-Baltistan during the next 12 hours. Scattered heavy falls are also likely in eastern Balochistan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Upper Punjab, Kashmir, and adjoining areas during the period. And now once again, the headlines. Prime Minister underscores the importance of long-standing and cordial relationship with Qatar based on firm foundations of mutual trust and abiding support. Shabashari has appealed to the people, including overseas Pakistanis and philanthropists, to lend a helping hand for relief and rehabilitation of flood victims in the country. China announces emergency humanitarian aid for flood victims in Pakistan. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.